Good evening, everybody. The regular meeting of the Environmental Commission for Tuesday, December 8th, 2020 is called to order. I wish to announce that the Open Public Meeting Law, known as the Sunshine Law of 1975, has been complied with. The notice of this meeting was advertised at our reorganization meeting, at which time our official newspapers were notified. Copies are placed on the bulletin boards.
Flag salute.
Yes, and you know what, Beth? I just noticed under flag salute, after we're finished, should be roll call.
Yeah.
Hi, this is John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John. I always thought that the flag salute is only done when you're there with a flag.
Well, Joe and I are here with a flag.
Oh, okay, perfect. Good. So you want to read it?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
United States of America.
and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Roll call, Nancy.
Councilman DiDomenico.
Here.
Mr. Tenay is absent. Mr. Kennedy.
Here.
Councilwoman Hess.
Here.
Mr. Ingalls.
Here.
I am here, and Ms. Sukil.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to have an approval of the meeting minutes from September the 8th, 2020.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Was that Les or John?
Yes, last.
That's what I thought. Okay. Councilman DiDomenico.
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hess.
Yes.
Mr. Ingalls.
Yes.
And Ms. Sukil.
Abstain.
Okay.
So now we'll go into old business. First thing up is CEU credit update for 2020.
Do you want me to take it, Nancy?
Sure.
Okay. So the borough has a urban forestry plan that we maintain. We report annually on it. It has come to our attention that that part of the requirements to maintain the annual certification is CEU credits. So John and Les and Nancy have been attending webinars, forestry webinars. There's a whole slew out there, and they have to take certain ones that are can receive credit from New Jersey. So they've been taking them. We have a bunch under our belt. We're required to have 8 credits over 2 people, and we actually have 3 people now, and we have close to, I think, 14 or 15 credits.
I think it's
So
15, yeah.
for the year we meet that requirement.
That's the best we've ever done, guys. Congrats.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes.
And the webinars online seem like, if you can spare an hour at lunchtime and just, listen to them, we probably should regroup at some point and maybe share the information. But as long as somebody has been listening to them and, as things come up in the Environmental Commission meetings, if it's appropriate to bring up, then, we should certainly give a time to share that information.
Okay. And Les attended.
Okay.
Les attended the one from October. That's usually in Cherry Hill, but it was all webinar. Correct, Les?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole week.
Yeah, he did the whole week. Thank you.
You did the whole week. Wow.
Yeah. He's actually pretty great. Tied into a lot of stuff I'm actually really into. So pretty good.
Okay. Well, like I said, maybe at some point, if you have any thoughts, and how it's applicable to the borough, we can certainly, explore that and how you want to convey that information. We can do it through the meeting or emails, summary emails, or something like that. But I'll leave that up to Nancy because I guess we can do it that way, right, Nan?
Oh, yeah, if somebody wants to send an email and I can, share it with everyone, or if they want to write up something they want to discuss and have it put on the next agenda, our next meeting would be January 12th, 2021 at 6 o'clock. That's our reorganization and regular meeting. At this time, I do not know if it will be live or telephone. I should have that answer by Thursday. I don't know what mayor and council is going to do. I know they have a meeting tomorrow night, so I should get that information on Thursday.
Okay, then as far as the second part, we realized that just today that as far as the core training for the forestry management plan, which is requirements through, again, New Jersey Department of Forestry, and we realized that through the training, only one person is now core trained.
And that is
so
Craig
we need
Wells.
2 people. We need a municipal employee and a volunteer.
We have the municipal employee.
Core trained is in March, and we think that it's going to be through the webinar, another webinar, but like Nancy said, we don't know going into the next year how that's going to pan out. So if we know who wants to volunteer for it, I can put them on the list and send that to the state forestry's office, and get somebody else certified because there's a requirement of maintaining the plan.
Tony, there's usually a fee. I kept that email open that has the link, so whoever wanted to volunteer, I can take care of that because I got to find out if there's a fee and then do a PO and all.
Okay.
So anybody want to volunteer to do that?
Get training. I'm always willing to get training, so.
That's you, right, Les? Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that would be core training as a not a municipal
as a volunteer,
employee. Yeah, as a volunteer. Craig Wells is core trained as far as a municipal employee. Do you, Tony and I had talked about possibly 2 people getting core trained if they'll allow us, just in case. Does anybody else want to volunteer?
Or maybe you can think about it and then let her know.
Well, remind me again what's involved. I think I remember it was like a full day of classes.
That was back in 2010 when you and Tony went. And Tony was core trained on Friday all day, and then you guys did the CEU credits on Saturday. How they're doing it in 2021, I will have to let you know. I can open that email tomorrow and shoot out all an email. In the meantime, I can register less for it. Does that sound like a good plan?
I'd be interested, but with working from home,
Correct.
I just have to be careful how I can commit. So, yeah, once you find out, just let me know.
Okay. I mean, because like right now, I think they're scheduling it as a webinar. I'm not sure. I mean, everything's so uncertain. But as soon as I get, find out. But Les, you'll do it whether it's webinar or you have to go?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Sound like a plan, Tony?
Yeah, last year was actually 2 days for the core, I remember. Thursday and Friday.
Last year was?
Yeah, they had a session.
Okay. Well, I will look into this tomorrow, and Les, I will email you and let you know, and then I'll just email everybody, and then if anybody else, I'm assuming Joe or Linda will not be able to volunteer as they're both on council. It would have to be a municipal person, if anybody else wants to do it.
Correct. You need a volunteer.
Okay. Alrighty. Alright, well, that's done. Go ahead, Tony.
Okay.
Go on with
All right, and then I think, in light of this, even though we don't meet the requirement, they're going to adjust the members, and then we get a certain grace period. So until somebody can get core trained, they're going to maintain our plan for the 2020 cycle as long as we submit the annual report, which is a lot of information I received from Craig Wells, and just, how you manage the trees, leaf collection, hazard trees, items of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And then we probably should look at the plan itself, and it is a 5-year plan. Each year there were goals.
Right.
So we probably need to look at that and see where we've met them and where we kind of slid a little and where we can, make up some ground. So, and I know that there's been talk about, possibly doing, a tree inventory. I'd also probably rely on Craig for some information on tree hazards. I know that over the last couple months with all the rain that we've had and, the summer storm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's areas that maybe he could point us to that may need some sort of help and monitoring those areas, and you're just checking out to make sure that things are being followed through appropriately to clean up the areas or possibly replant and go from that perspective.
Okay, when you're emailing Craig, can you CC me, Tony, so
Sure.
this way I know what's going on, what he's getting for you, and what I need to get?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. Okay, so that covers the forestry plan,
Okay.
urban forestry.
All right, so hang on. Are you just going down the line with all the items on here?
Yes, that was my intent.
Oh, okay, that's fine. At this point, before you go any further, anybody have any questions, comments, or issues?
No,
I'm good to hear.
Okay, good. All right. Continue. Thanks, Tony.
Okay, sure. The next item are annual reports for the Environmental Commission. I was able to go back through for 2019 and 18. 2020, we're not quite finished yet, but I prepared the Environmental Commission annual reports. I went through each of the meeting minutes, and it's basically, the reports are just a quick summary of some of the items that were discussed in the meetings, some highlights, and then also at the end it's goals and considerations. So both of those Nancy was able to upload to the web page under our the Environmental Commission tab. So they're both there if you want to go in and take a look. But I think goals for 2020, I think what I'm going to do is maybe I guess go back through the minutes of 2020 and then review that and then circulate what we think some of our goals have been or should be, I guess, for 2021. So, yeah, if you have any comments on either of the reports, just let me know. But 2020 is to come. So, okay, I think that was it for that section for the annual reports. And then maybe also 2020, I'll circulate that, and like I said, you can provide comments before they're completed. So,
Okay, that sounds good, Tony. Thank you.
okay. And then I will remind the next Does anybody have any questions on the reports?
Nope.
Okay. Did anybody see them, or maybe we didn't make you aware that they were out there?
I'm gonna look now that I know.
Okay. Make sure you can find them, and then, I mean, they should be right there, but,
Okay.
okay. And then I'll just remind the obligation for the Environmental Commission is, and I think that we've touched on this a while back, but one of the obligations of the Environmental Commission is from time to time to look at any site plans that come in for environmental purposes and provide comments back to the land use board. I know we don't get them that often, based on, like I said, going through the meeting minutes for the last couple of years, but I'm not sure how to, I guess, be aware of these applications as they come in. Nancy, is it something maybe we can, do you always put applications that come in on the agenda?
And major site plans.
Just a major site plan?
Right,
Okay.
and the Joint Land Use Board did have a major site plan in October, but we did not have a meeting.
Okay, and I saw that. I saw that there was, when you go on the website, I realized
Right.
there was an application that came in, and I know that they asked for waivers from some of the things.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we have two members on how many members do we have on the land use board? I guess I should ask that.
Councilwoman Hess is on it.
Okay. So in the future, I guess I'll just point out that, Linda, if it's something that's worth noting, maybe even if you don't support the waiver, or if you do support the waiver, I should say, we can always take a look at it and maybe discuss it on the Environmental Commission if we think that there's anything else that needs to be added or addressed.
The Joint Land Use Board has a meeting on the 17th, and the resolution for that site plan is on the agenda. Once approved, do you want a copy of that?
I think just the meeting minutes posted on the website is good.
Okay. All right, fantastic.
I think that's fine. I go back through there and summarize it. But I just like I said, just reminding you that that's an obligation.
Right.
I know that you don't get them that often, but just to be aware of that, that requirement.
Yeah, we don't get major
Okay.
site plans that often because there's really isn't much available land.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. The next item is the grant opportunities. So that's kind of old business. Back in July, we submitted an grant application for the dog park. I think we discussed that we did not get approved.
All right.
I did talk to the grant writer, and she gave us a little bit of feedback on what to improve for next time.
Okay.
A lot of it was good information in the actions the borough took, notifying property owners, having a action timeline, having a steering committee basically. That was all good stuff, and that's what you want to see in the grant applications. The only downside is, I think, that we didn't really have a site plan.
Okay.
You don't want to devote a lot of time in a site plan if it's
if you're not going to get the grant. Yeah.
Help with it, right?
Now, does that have
does
that have to be done by a licensed engineer, architect, or something, or is it something that one of the members could do?
It was probably something that we could have done amongst ourselves, even just taking an aerial, snapshot at an aerial,
Okay.
gave an idea of the boundaries,
Okay.
And, where we thought we would maybe configure it on the site. So,
okay.
I know that for next time.
Okay, fantastic.
One of the requirements in there, so I never included it. I gave a description of the site and everything, but...
Well, it's a learning experience, so
Yeah.
we'll know better for the next time.
Yeah.
We can't get them all, Tony, but we tried.
We tried.
And Joe just said that he can help with drawing it up and all.
Okay, perfect. That'd be great. And then, right now, I keep checking the grant applications under Sustainable Jersey.
Mhm.
I don't see any right now. I think we're kind of in a lull. So,
Yeah, the whole world is.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and then the next 3 items are the inventories or plans that you have currently.
Mhm.
It is the environmental resource inventory. That should be updated every 10 years. We're at our limit now. So we might want to consider doing that. I know that I've brought that up in the past. The forestry management plan and then the open space plan. They could all use updates as well. So I don't know if we want to just maybe think about, one of them to tackle, a little bit of all of them. But
They all
I'll
have
put
to
it
be,
out there.
they all have to be done in
Maybe
the
we can
upcoming
think about
year?
it for the next meeting.
Do they all have to be done all 3 have to be done in the upcoming year?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the forestry management plan, we definitely have to, that's
Right.
important. The resource inventory and the open space plan, I don't have that file out with me, but I can pull them out tomorrow and see where we're at with that.
Yeah, with that one, I think it can give some guidance. I don't think you need a lot of updating, but I think the format's 10 years old, so
Okay.
it might look a little different. But I think a lot of the information is in that report. We just might have to look at, some new resources, threatened endangered species, the census data that the borough pushed for and was required to report on. That's helpful to have in there. And then
Do you have a copy of those, Tony, or do I need to scan them to you?
no, the environmental resource inventory, I have that. Forestry management plan, I have the 2016 plan. The open space plan, I can't remember.
Okay, well, let me know tomorrow, and I can always
Okay.
scan that to you.
Okay, I'll look into that.
Okay.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then, does anyone have any questions on those? Okay. Then one of the last items before Sustainable Jersey is, I'm not sure if the municipal engineer let everybody know that the stormwater rules, the state rules are changing. They've become effective March of 2021. And it requires an update, I believe, to the municipal ordinance, stormwater ordinance. I assume that we have one, so I'll just put it out there that is something that needs to be updated. I have not looked at it for the, for the borough, and I would defer to the, borough engineer to make any recommendations on that, but I did want everybody to know that the rules are changing and somewhat substantially based on, how certain calculations are made on drainage areas and green infrastructure and things of that nature.
So the borough engineer or for the joint land use board who does my master plan updates?
I think they both would. I think, well, if it's your ordinance, I guess it's the borough engineer,
Okay.
right? That's my understanding. I don't know how
Linda, can
what
you
it says.
find out tomorrow night on that at the council meeting and get back to me?
I'm sorry, you talking to me?
Yeah, Linda's at work, so she's going to be like in and out. The stormwater update, changes are being made effective March 2021. Can you find out at the council meeting tomorrow night if the borough engineer has to handle those, or if that's something that Jeff or Barbara from ERI with the Joint Land Use Board with the master plan has to do? And then let me know.
All right,
Thank you.
sure.
So Nancy, going back to the open space
Uh-huh.
plan, are you having an update on your master plan?
Not right now. We're not due for any
Okay.
updates because they're every 10 years now.
Okay.
I sent it to the date. Okay, what would you like?
Go ahead, Tony. Linda's working and
Okay.
she's doing two things at
Okay.
once.
So I just wanted to make you aware of that, how that affects you. The borough, I'll leave that up to the engineer to decide, so. Then the next item is the Sustainable Jersey. We finished our application to that program for the borough. We're still waiting to hear if we have been certified. We're registered with them, but as far as certification, we're still waiting to hear on that. And then there are some new actions that we might want to consider that I don't think are very difficult to do or to consider. And those items are, I listed them on the agenda as well, or asked Nancy to list them. One is the Green Business Recognition Program. I don't know through economic development if you've maybe considered such a recognition program, for any of the businesses that want to be recognized as green businesses. That may be something that might be somewhat simple to inventory. Maybe post something on the website. I can offer guidance on how to go through that if that's something the borough would like to consider. It also ties into the second category, which is the buy local. I think that's important as well. And then the support local as well. So supporting any of those businesses to get services, something along those lines. I think those three things might go a long way for the borough and recognizing those businesses that are just in town. So, like I said, if it's something that we might want to think about, I can maybe write up a quick brief summary of everything, and then some thoughts on what we might want to consider putting it on the website, doing some flyers, posting it in the newsletter, the borough's newsletter, something along those lines. So, and that just kind of goes toward our Sustainable Jersey, and if it doesn't help us now, it'll help us in the future to
That sounds
with certain action
fairly
items
easy to
to
do.
get certified.
That sounds fairly easy to do. And what's the thoughts on everybody on this?
I think that's a great idea, actually, yeah. There's a lot of new businesses popping up, a lot of restaurants, and I mean,
Yes.
I've been using takeout restaurants like crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Me too.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Tony, run with it.
Okay, all right. I'll come up with something and we'll go from there. Yeah.
That sounds like a good plan.
I think it's stuff that, you know, I don't know, who, was that you, Les, that made the comment? Yeah. So I think that it's something that, you know, you might as well give some recognition at this time of the, you know, with the pandemic and everything. And if you can, you know, put it out on the website, put it out on the newsletter, it may be, you know, minimal effort for some good return for anybody that's, you know, in the borough.
Yep.
So,
Yep,
okay.
that sounds great.
Okay, I'll look into all this. And I think I'm finally at the end.
Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions or comments or concerns, or if you think of anything and you want it on the agenda, or just email me. Our next meeting again is January 12th, 2021 at 6 o'clock. And I will let you know if it will be live or a phone.
Excellent.
Okay. Back to you, Beth.
All right, so I'll take a motion to end this meeting.
First, you have to open it to the public. I know it's been a long time, because they could have called in.
How do I do that?
Sorry, everyone.
Wait a minute, how do I open it for the public?
Just open it to the public. If anybody's out there, the call-in number and access code is on the website. So if anybody called in,
That's what I was wondering, all right.
yes.
I will now open this to the public. Being that there is nobody responding, I will bring it back to the board. Now I will take a motion to close the meeting.
Make that motion. Les.
Second. Linda.
And that's not a roll call.
All in favor?
That's all in favor, yes.
Aye.
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 All right.
Anybody opposed? Okay, meeting is ended.